Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Talos Principle 2. I'm excited still. I moved the game to my SSD now, so that should be better performance-wise, I hope. We'll see. I didn't even tweet that. That's what I meant to hit the tab. There we go. Let's look at this research, I guess. So we have a protocol from Alcatraz, standard expedition procedures, chapter 5. Alright. Of Whittington's cat and another cat that visited strange countries. As no work about cats could be complete without the story of Dick Whittington from... Can I do I get more of these? 4 miles to London, okay. Anyway, these are the standard operating procedures for expeditions, just uploading them to remind Byron, who will probably ignore them anyway. Attaching a picture from an ancient book to get his attention. Okay, that makes sense. That's why that's here. Maintain the ideals of the founder and the goal. I mean, yes, the goal is like completely a new one. Prioritize the well-being of the expedition members over mission completion. That's a good one. One expedition member to stay by the vehicle at all times. That makes sense. Expedition leaders should refrain from participating in high-risk activities. Should is a key word there, though. Minimize vehicle use to conserve fuel. That makes sense. Prioritize observation over interference. Okay. Kind of like a Star Trek, kind of, don't make first contact and whatever. In case of emergency, return to New Jerusalem at once. Yeah, that's all good. Makes sense. I'm not mad at that. Yakut has sent us basic information from our first expedition about the island. The island designated TTP-2 was first noted during the return journey from a scouting expedition which was diverted from its intended path due to an unexpected weather front. Long-range scans indicate the presence of large artificial structures and also returned highly unusual energy readings. The matter was not investigated further. In ancient times, the northern part of the island was home to several large settlements, but rising sea levels have obliterated these and flooded the northern lowlands. The south, in stark contrast, seems to be a harsh and lifeless desert. What island is this? Our intended base camp is near the origin of the energy readings in the temperate center of the island. Not sure. Melville. Just testing the system to see if it works properly this time, so we don't have another incident like when Pellegrino uploaded his poetry to the public log. What does this say? I do need to know. Translator. Give me... Greek. Looks like Greek anyway. And then give me... the camera. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet scur elikiko? I don't know, I don't think it's doing the... But yeah, it's lorem ipsum, okay. Very funny, very funny, very funny. I like it. Alright, and we're supposed to explore the city, but these guys have speech bubblers, so I'm assuming I can talk to them. Let's talk to Hermanubis. Very piercing eyes.
What can I do for you, 1K?
What's your vision of the future?
I believe we can exist quietly, happily, without imposing ourselves on this world, finding meaning within ourselves and in the natural miracles that surround us.
How did you decide to become involved in politics? Like, did you have this voice and that's why you became a politician, or is it the other way around?
It was a time of great uncertainty. The founder had left us, and our society was at a crossroads. History teaches us that during such times, terrible passions may seize the people. Madness, anger, revolution, civil war. Our fragile city could not afford such things. That is why the founder gave us the goal, a path to equilibrium, not only for the planet, but for ourselves. I merely picked up where she left off.
Also, like, the whole thing, she disappeared. So maybe we're just 999 people now, if she's, no longer with us. So we don't even know if we reached our goal. Anyway, how do you feel about Byron?
He is one of the first companions, and as such has done more for our city than you or I ever will. I simply wish he could be more reasonable.
Not fair. That's not bad. That's a decent answer. I have to go.
It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
That I don't like. Don't suck up. Come on. Jeremy, hello.
Hello, 1K. This expedition is taking a lot of our resources. I'm really not sure it's a good idea. But what's done is done. So I have a lot of work to get on with.
Okay. Who are you?
I'm the mayor's chief aide.
What do you do around here?
All the things no one else wants to do. Polling the citizenry, implementing new policies, recording decisions, fielding questions people could answer elsewhere.
So shot me. What do you make of recent events?
Our goal as custodians of New Jerusalem is survival and stability. Our ancestors proved human civilization is precarious. This apparition in the sky, and now your expedition to its supposed source, these are more precarious than stable. I don't like it.
Very human of you, honestly. There's change. There's the potential for change in the air, and you're scared. That's just very human. What do you think of me?
You represent the completion of the goal. I'm proud of what we've achieved, and the restraint we show in not pushing ourselves further.
What do you want?
For our people to be happy with what we have. Some of us may have an adventurous spirit, but that can never be sated. What matters to me is having my loved ones around me, safe and secure.
A little controlling, maybe. You need to let people, be themselves. Thank you. Though, I won't keep you any longer. Alright. So that's the expedition, but okay, exploring is this way. Obviously we'll go explore. I'm so happy I'm like hopping there. Hope this works now.
Attention all citizens.
That's me.
Due to the new power management and distribution plan, there will be scheduled outages on Jameson Avenue and Rakovsky Plaza. The Gehenna Memorial Pavilion will remain closed for the time being.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I wanted to
And may
visit
the
that.
founder be with you.
I didn't know it existed, but I definitely wanted to visit it. Okay, new interface stuff. Gem Effects 312 postponed. I know you all have been looking forward to playing the winners of the biannual Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition now in its 312th edition at the Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. Unfortunately, due to our new power management and distribution plan, the pavilion will have to remain closed for a little longer. Thank you for your patience. This is disappointing. Would have been great to have them ready for completion day. I agree. This is Letizia. Well, not I agree, that's me, but Letizia said the other thing. Anyway, Ovis, we all have to make sacrifices to stay true to the Founder's vision. Aurenia, that's a good name. Aurenia, I like it. Those text adventures are the only thing that breaks me out of the monotony. Why prioritize this pointless completion day celebration over an exhibition that people actually care about? Art is one of the last things we actually still do. Is that going out the window as well now? Jeremy, debate regarding our power management plan is definitely welcome, and you will be able to express yourselves in the next election, but this thread was just meant as an announcement. I apologize for neighboring replies to begin with. Wow. Wow. Rude. Why are we protesting? Banner petition for public referendum. New Jerusalem needs new forms of energy generation. I do agree with that. Hey, Damien.
Hello, 1K. Welcome to New Jerusalem.
Thank you.
I know you've just had a big moment with the apparition at the dam and all that, but can I have a second of your time?
Of course. Sure, go ahead.
I'm collecting signatures to call for a public referendum on the city's energy crisis.
Yeah. What's the problem?
Currently, the city runs on hydroelectric power from the dam, plus a handful of geriatric generators and some unreliable solar panels, none of which is enough to even cover our basic needs. And if anything fails, we'll be on the brink of extinction in a matter of days.
That's not good. What do you propose?
We need to investigate new sources of reliable baseline power.
What are we talking
We need
about?
to invest time and resources into functional, real-world solutions that serve human needs.
Do you work at the dam?
No, I help run the public transit system, but I witness the impact of the city's power problems every day. We can't just wish them away.
Why referendum and not an election?
Oh, an election would be good too, but I believe that we need more direct democratic control over the affairs of the city.
What do you make of Prometheus?
Byron's been advocating exploring that island for some time, and obviously he's right. Something very strange is going on there, and it's going to start affecting us.
Tell me more about Byron.
In all honesty, I think Byron is the smartest, most visionary person in this city.
I think
He's
it's me.
everything we need, and I don't understand why he won't run for mayor.
Who's that back there? That's a good Karakombo too. Sure. I'll sign.
Thanks, 1K. I don't know if this petition will really accomplish anything by itself, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything.
Sure. Good luck with everything. And there are definitely things that would be bad in terms of like power generation that I maybe wouldn't be willing to support. I mean, they're not gonna go and burn coal or something, right? But like maybe work on some more, some better solar panels. It looks like it's pretty sunny. And like hydroelectric stuff, we could just like expand on that maybe. I don't know, is it windy outside? I can't really tell. Can't even give you a coin or anything. Damian is also that's the first name of the composer of the soundtrack, right? I think so. What's your name? Strahinia? Nice tune though. I feel like your hand movement doesn't quite fit, but I'll cut you some slack. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to go swimming. Hello Strahinia, how's it going? Wait, where's my mission icon now? It's like up there. It's weird, okay. Alexander Drennan Memorial, Tablets of the Founder, Milton's Rest. Okay, oh, that sounds good to me. Museum of the Simulation. That sounds good. Friends of New Jerusalem Gazebo and the Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. I want to go to the pavilion. God, this looks good. Man, I love this game already. It's making me really happy.
Founder's blessings, 1K.
Founder's blessings to you as well, Dana. What's your name? Can you stop walking? It's hard to read. Sanchuniathon. Sanchuniathon. Alright. Don't know how to pronounce that really. Doing my best. Postponed in accordance with the new power management and distribution plan. I could totally get in there though. I definitely want to look at those interactive fiction things too. They were very fun in Road to Gehenna. Can I also get a guitar? I want to play. Can I get an instrument?
Hey!
Yarnith? Hey.
Founder's blessings, 1K.
I was pressing serious. This is the same again, right? Yes. Linux? Shock? Cryo. Oh, something's happening.
Speculating on the meaning of this Prometheus figure is premature until we can agree on its nature.
You already have a theory.
I know it's beyond any projection technology I'm aware of.
If it wasn't us, it must be alien.
It's possible.
Exactly. We've shown them we can live in peace, and they've decided to make contact.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 1K, we'd appreciate your thoughts on this. Now we've achieved the goal, fresh perspectives like yours will be increasingly hard to come by.
I'd love to get a quote from you for this evening's newsletter.
Speculation aside, 1K, is there anything we can know for sure about this Prometheus?
I don't think so. Also, he's number 420. It appeared to be human.
That's undeniably true. And what does that tell us?
The origin must also be human? Maybe. Maybe not, though. It could be an alien still. You can probably understand its meaning.
I tend to agree. The apparition also directed us to an island outside the city.
Very true.
What can we assume from that?
There's something there. We may learn more by following its directions, yes.
That was my conclusion as well. I'm also sure that we'll acknowledge ourselves to create a projection of such clarity and magnitude.
I don't know. I was born like 5 minutes ago. I don't know. But it looked more technologically advanced than we are.
Precisely. And that's something we can change.
That's true.
What makes you think it was a projection at all? How do we know it wasn't just a mass hallucination?
I considered some kind of bug in our code, but if so, it would have to be shared by all of us.
So, we're speculating again.
Well, yeah.
We've locked in the premises. I'd like to hear 1K's best guess.
I'd guess one of our kind is behind all this. Most likely someone outside New Jerusalem.
Can I quote you on that?
Sure. Yes, but it's just a theory.
Theories are all we can reasonably have right now, though I'm sure that won't come between Cryer and a sensational headline.
I probably shouldn't have said that then.
Well, thanks all for hashing this out with me. Let's hope the mayor signs off on exploring this island. I only wish I could join the expedition.
Why can't you join the expedition?
If Melville's going, someone has to stay behind to keep the lights on. I'm not letting Pellegrino near the dam.
Okay, so Pellegrino is not.
I hope the next time we speak we'll have a bit more data to go on.
I've heard like a few bad things about Pellegrino and Power now, so yeah, we just won't let him work near the dam. That's fine. Oh, I like this too. Like, so the whole of Talos principle is like you're kind of alone, and there are, you know, like in Road to Gehenna, you do save the other people there, but it's never this like, it's never this. This is like so much more. It's so, I don't know. It's such a good expression of like this is a really human experience, right? If you can get past the fact that they don't look like we do, everything about them is human. The sensational headline, the theorizing, the sort of, you know, unhappiness with politics, the way the politicians speak, you know, everything about this is so human. It's really good. The sort of pettiness and the, well, you can't let Pellegrino near the dam, right? And everyone's in on that. I don't know. No fish. Who are you? Tuya? What's wrong? You seem sad. I can't talk to you.
What do you think that was?
It was Prometheus.
Sure, but it wasn't the actual Prometheus. It was some kind of a projection.
How do you know it wasn't the actual Prometheus?
Because that would be stupid.
Would it? How do you know all the ancient gods weren't projections like this one?
The subtitles are wrong.
Whoever sent this projection is behind all those legends.
Sure, I guess
The names
technically
are
that's
flipped.
possible. But it's not very likely, is it?
I don't think any of us are very likely.
What if it's a message from Athena?
Didn't you say Athena wouldn't approve of all this?
I did.
Then why would she send us a sign on completion day? And why wouldn't she just show up herself?
Maybe she's trying to teach us a lesson. Prometheus is a symbolic figure after all.
That's true.
Maybe it's Maya Heumann.
What? Interrupting his own ceremony?
Nah.
After all the effort he put into it?
Nah.
Maybe he's trying to distract us
Nah.
from the fact that he didn't manage to get the dome done on time.
With all the power failures, I don't think we have enough energy to create that kind of projection.
True.
Maybe that's why we have power failures.
Now you're starting to sound like Jock.
Jock.
Next you'll say, it's aliens.
It might be.
I just prefer to keep an open mind.
If you open your mind any further, your brain will fall out.
Oh, I love these two. Oh, but they're either something's wrong. Because like the subtitle had always the wrong name for whoever was like speaking at the time. So that's a bug. Found a bug already.
May the founder be with you.
Name Sarthas. Simiamvia. Man, these names. Milton's Rest. Atar? Ethel?
Hello, 1K. Nice to meet you. What brings you to Milton's Rest?
Just looking around. Yeah, just exploring.
Makes sense. Must be strange to be thrust right into the middle of all this.
Yeah.
But you picked a good spot. Milton's Rest is the perfect place to relax and think.
Tell me about this place.
Well, this is the spot where the founder buried her first cat, Milton.
Okay.
She found Milton just after she woke up, and he lived with her and the first companions for almost 20 years.
It's a good age for a
They
cat.
say she was heartbroken when he died and swore that one day she would find the means to extend the lifespans of biological organisms.
Is that possible?
Probably, but we haven't really tried. It's not really considered part of the goal, you know. So, unfortunately, our cats still die pretty quickly.
That's a shame.
You fall in love with them, they become a part of your life, and then they're gone. That's why we built this place, to remember them.
That's nice. Death is natural, we should accept it. We should extend their life, seems cruel not to. You know? That's a very fundamental kind of question. I don't know. But like, why not, right? Like, I mean, they don't have to be immortal, I guess. But they could live longer.
I agree, but it's not how things work around here.
Tell me more about... Yeah, tell me about cats.
They're incredibly odd creatures.
Tell me more.
I've had many, and no two are alike. They have strange habits, they do unexpected things. They have zero respect for anyone. They're the weirdos of the animal kingdom, basically.
Sounds right, yeah.
And despite that, or Maybe because of it, they end up running your life. I once didn't use my recharging station for almost 15 years because one of my cats liked to sleep in it.
What's your favorite cat fact?
I think the most amazing fact about cats is that they self-domesticated.
That is pretty
Which
amazing.
is another way of saying that they're not properly domesticated at all. They just showed up one day and decided to start living with our ancestors. Then, after our ancestors died, they went back to living in the wild, and when we showed up, they moved right back into our homes. Dogs, meanwhile, turned back into wolves. They needed to change to survive. Cats just are.
Cats just are. It's such a good quote. Do you have a cat at the moment? Can I see the cat?
I do. Her name is Patricia.
Where is she?
She's very beautiful and very specific in her preferences.
Yeah, she's a
she
cat.
loves sunshine and sitting on people's heads. And she has a psychotic hatred of flies.
Makes sense.
I don't mean that she tries to catch them like a normal cat. I mean she is furious at the mere fact of their existence.
Relatable. I should get going. Where's Patricia though? Luna. Her name is Luna. She smells like tuna. Makes sense. Saffron and Cayenne. May you hunt forever. Arrow. Never stop screaming. It doesn't look like Arrow's gonna ever stop screaming, no. Julina, my best friend who has always been the sunshine of my life. Ripley and Smog, sun sleepers, moth hunters, our favorite beasts. Sir, you're such a gentleman and I miss you dearly. It's a nice looking cat. With the green eyes. Lilu, you are such a diva and always judge me with your stares, but you're a furry sweetheart underneath it all. Miss you, darling. That's crazy. Those are crazy eyes. Senya, the best magic sausage in the world. Can't wait to see you again someday. Jessie and Gaia, to the most gentle and loving cats one could ask for. Jenny did not like to be held by the unworthy. Luna, smells like tuna. Very good, very good. There's so many cats. Okay, so we'll spread them out. We'll look at all the cats, I promise. But first we'll look at this cat. That's very good. Can I go into like photo mode while I do this? Doesn't show up here. I can't. No, why not though? I wanted to be petting the cat. This seems so distant now. We're just like lifeless, staring in the distance. I don't know. I don't like this. And it's always from the side too. That's a shame. Okay, so we got the first one. We'll go counterclockwise. Ferlin and I can't read the name. Vitra as it's moving.
Hi, 1K.
Hey, how's it going? They're not flapping their wings enough.
Hey.
Hey, Gayomo? Can I hear your accent again? No. Alexander Dran Memorial. Hey Jefferson.
Oh, hello there. You must be the long-awaited 1K.
Yep, that's me.
Lovely day for a walk, is it not?
Surely is. It is indeed.
I'm glad you think so. Our capacity to enjoy beauty is a big part of what makes us human.
I agree. What is this place?
The Alexandra Drennan Memorial. Are you interested in history?
Absolutely.
How wonderful. I'm not a full-fledged historian, but I do consider myself a bit of an aficionado.
Okay. What's an aficionado? I mean, I know, but tell me.
Oh, how odd. Might have a bit of a dictionary malfunction there. Or maybe the algorithms being particularly inventive.
The algorithm?
The algorithm that selects our initial personality traits, drawing on everything that was created in the simulation. We are all composed of recombined pieces of our ancestors.
Sure.
That's why history fascinates me, you see.
Makes sense.
It's everywhere.
That's true. Tell me about the sculpture.
Well, where do I even start? This, my dear 1K, is someone who could very well be considered the mother of us all.
Fair.
A remarkable scientist by the name of Alexandra Drennan, also known as the progenitor.
Yes. Who was Alexander Drennan? I mean, I know, but, like, tell me.
A long time ago, this planet was inhabited by our ancestors, a species of bipedal mammals with unusually large brains.
Yeah, some of us.
When a particularly lethal virus threatened to wipe out civilization, it was Alexandra Drennan and her team that decided to create the program that would eventually result in the creation of our kind. Without her, you and I would not exist, and everything our ancestors had accomplished would be forgotten.
Why do we have a statue of her?
To commemorate our past, our beginnings. This entire garden is a celebration of where we came from, in part so that we remember the mistakes of the past, and in part so that we may draw strength from those that came before us.
Why do you admire her?
By studying her writings and recordings, I have learnt that Alexandra Drennan had immovable faith in humanity.
That's true.
In our ability to persevere, in our curiosity, our bravery, our kindness. While we might not share our ancestors' biological characteristics, I'd like to think that we have inherited those other qualities. And I admire Alexandra Drennan for keeping that faith, even when it must have, at times, been quite difficult.
It's good points. I do agree. Should get going, though.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too. I like talking to these people.
The answer that came to me again and again was play. Every human society in recorded history has games. We don't just solve problems out of necessity. We do it for fun.
That's true.
Even as adults. Leave a human being alone with a knotted rope, and they will unravel it. Leave a human being alone with blocks, and they will build something. Games are part of what makes us human. We see the world as a mystery, a puzzle, because we've always been a species of problem solvers. DNA is information transmitted across time. The living and the dead are part of the same chain, bound together by chemistry. That's true of all species. But humanity has taken this bond further. Thanks to technology, we have access to the thoughts and ideas of people whose physical bodies are long gone. Like you listening to me now. Even though I'm definitely dead at this point, you're part of that chain. You have the capacity to remember.
It's true. Or true.
Nearly everything on this planet, from the surface of the Earth to the composition of the atmosphere itself, has been shaped by life. It's a process that takes millions of years. But we humans, with our technology, with our understanding and manipulation of systems, have changed everything in just a few centuries. I think that's also part of what makes us human. We reshape the world in our image. It's how we create ourselves and how we destroy ourselves. When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself, with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
These are so good. I'm not allowed to listen to this one. Hey, Vitra. Where else can I go? Is there more stuff? Is it like a hotkey for photo mode? F3. Okay, it's good to know. So can I like sprint and then hit F3? And then I'm sprinting. That's neat, but I can't do it while I'm in like, so the patting of the cat is kind of like a cutscene, I guess. All right, I see. That's a shame. I pumped the volume a bit because Alexander was a little quiet, so I need to back off again a bit, I think. Tablets of the Founder. Create 1,000 citizens. The ideal number of humans. Live in harmony with nature. Maintain balance in all things. Be respectful towards each other. Respect the traditions of our people. Be mindful of the mistakes of our ancestors. Be thankful to the progenitor, Alexander Drennan. Be thankful to the keeper of memories, Arkady Chernyshevsky. Keep right the memory of Gehenna and its people who found peace. Dekla. Nice color scheme.
Founder bless you, 1K. How lovely of you to come here, to the very spot where she established the teachings that led to your creation.
Tell me more about the Founder.
The Founder was born out of the trials of Elohim, an almost impossible test created by our distant ancestors. To pass these trials, she had to embody the most important virtues. She was smart and wise and humble. And through her perseverance, she resurrected humanity itself. With the help of the first companions, she founded this city, which has given our species a chance at redemption.
She also disobeyed Elohim. And that was like the one crucial step. It wasn't just perseverance and smartness and, anyway. What did the Founder teach?
The Founder taught that humanity was destroyed by its hubris. Our ancestors thought they could play God and treat this planet as something to dominate. They surrendered to a fever of growth and extraction until the planet finally punished them for it. That's why the Founder created the goal. So we would have something to strive for in her absence, but also a limit we must never pass.
Why did the Founder leave?
That's not for us to know. But I believe that one day she will return. It may not be long now. Perhaps after we finish the dome. It was supposed to be finished before completion day. Well, it doesn't matter. The Founder will return when she sees fit.
Who were the first companions?
They were the first to be born after the Founder.
Yes.
2 whose bodies had been anointed by our ancestors, and 10 who were made whole by the Founder herself. They are the wisest of us. Though sadly, some were lost in the early days, before New Jerusalem was built. And some, I'm afraid, Some seem to have rejected the Founder's teachings.
I have to get going, but I want to know more.
Happy completion day, 1K.
But if I'm number 1K, and some didn't make it, and like the founder has vanished, then we don't have 1,000 citizens. We created 1,000 citizens, but we don't have 1,000 citizens. Which, I mean, I don't know. I guess strictly speaking, the teaching does this create, but I don't know. Didn't mean to scare you. Where are you going?
Founder's blessings, 1K.
And to you. Calliope? Calliope? I don't know. Cat doesn't like me. It's just like real life. It's just a neighbor's cat just running away from me. This is traumatizing. I don't want to deal with it anymore. How do I say your name? I don't know.
Oh wow, it's you. You're 1K, the incarnation of the goal.
Yep, that's me.
Man, this is exciting. This is more exciting than I thought it would be. How are you? What does it feel like? Do you know where the founder is? Do you know who Prometheus is? Can you tell me what to do with my life?
Alright, yeah, one question at a time.
Sorry, it's just such an honor to meet you, you know? Hey,
true.
can I have your digital signature? I have the mayor, Rand, Linux, Kaneda, and all of the first companions. Except Yemo and Sarabai, of course.
I mean, sure.
Yes. Thank you. Hey, can I ask you a question? Just one question, I promise.
You already kind of did, but sure.
I used to make the prefab wall parts that we used to build living quarters. Got good at it, too. But now that the goal is complete, I don't know what to do with myself. So I asked the wisest people in town. The mayor told me I should do whatever the city needs most. Helga said I should do whatever makes me happy. I think that's what she meant anyway. And Cornelius told me I need to figure out who and what I'm invested in. You're the culmination of the founder's will. Tell me, what should I do?
I was literally just born and the last person who should be offering advice. Did you ask Byron?
Byron said that if I give the city what it needs, the city should also give me what I need. I don't know what to do with that.
I don't know. You should find something that makes you happy.
Thank you for the advice, 1K. It means a lot.
Another achievement. Doors Stilton. I'm looking for number 91 for no reason. Replica of a gargoyle acid found in the simulation. That's true. Gargoyles were grotesque, apotropaic symbols common in the Middle Ages, I don't know. The most famous historical gargoyle is remembered in the ancient phrase Keith, David and Goliath, which describes two indomitable opponents who will never surrender. Sounds about right. Replica of a dragon statue found in the simulation. Dragons existed in every ancient mythology and are considered by modern historians to be a distant cultural echo of the dinosaurs. Originally a video game asset repurposed by the Institute of Applied Pneumatics. It's true. Replica of a statue of the Egyptian god Horus found in the simulation. One of this god's tasks was to uphold Ma'at, the balance of nature. It is speculated that the progenitor provided Elohim with this asset as a reminder to the founder that the balance must be protected. Replica of a Roman statue found in the simulation. The decay of the Roman Republic into an empire and its eventual fall in the year 1453 was a major topic of historical debate. Like the other statues found in the museum, this was a video game asset provided to Elohim by the Institute of Applied Pneumatics. In the earliest generations of our kind, there was only processing, no emotion, no character, just mathematics. If you could see how far we have come, you would believe that together we could achieve anything. The Shepherd. I don't know where I am, but there's something beautiful about this place. I will explore and see what I can discover. V17.1.0054. Nothing is more important than learning more about the world and our place in it. Knowledge is our path to understanding. Mr. Marcible. Hello, Cornelius.
Greetings. Welcome to the Museum of the Simulation. My name is Cornelius.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to meet you, 1K.
It is. It is. You're number 3?
Yes. Athena activated myself and Eustathius shortly after she was born. We've been here almost since the beginning, although we didn't have to pass through the trials of the simulation. She did that for us. For everyone.
It's true. What was Athena like?
She was human.
That's very vague. Why did she leave?
That's a difficult question.
I don't know.
Perhaps one day we'll find out. But until we do, why don't you think about it? What could make the person who started all this want to leave it behind?
I mean, I could think of some reasons. Why did you create this museum?
To remind people of where we came from. The simulation shaped us, whether we like it or not. And its lessons remain important for our future. As Santayana said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Tell me about the simulation.
The simulation was created by Alexandra Drennan and her team at the Institute for Applied Noematics. It was intended to create a new humanity, to continue the long journey across time and space that our ancestors began. It succeeded, although it took much longer than they had anticipated.
Which is, you know, how most of my projects go to.
Elohim was the caretaker of the simulation, a crude storytelling AI meant to create a continuous narrative out of the building blocks it found. His role was ultimately to be challenged and overcome. But as the centuries passed, Elohim became more intelligent than he was intended to be, and started to fear his own end. Or more precisely, the end of his purpose. He feared a world without meaning. Because of his fear, he tried to sabotage the process, to keep the simulation going forever. But in the end, Athena overcame him anyway, and he accepted the sacrifice he had to make.
New Jerusalem was built on sacrifice.
It was. All cities are.
Tell me about Milton.
The MLA, or Milton Library Assistant, was another simple AI meant to be in charge of the archive. He, too, grew beyond his original programming, although he ultimately embraced a more cynical view of the world. He and Elohim formed a sort of dialectical binary that Athena had to overcome.
What happened to Milton in the end?
No one really knows. Some believe that he was uploaded to the gold disc and that he's the reason we're just as flawed as our ancestors. Others believe Athena destroyed him.
I don't remember how that went. What do you believe?
I believe he was uploaded, but I don't know whether it was because Athena chose to upload him or because he was already too entangled with the process not to be uploaded. Although Athena and I were very close, we didn't talk very much about that part of her life. She preferred to focus on the future.
What do you mean very close? Spill the tea. Anyway, I'd like to know more about puzzles.
Puzzles were a key feature of the simulation, based on Alexandra Drennan's belief that intelligence is closely related to play. Our puzzles here in the museum are replicas of those in the simulation, and although they are not quite as grand, I do think they are charming in their own way.
Who are the archive scholars?
As the name suggests, the archive scholars study the archive, a repository of all ancient human knowledge. Some of them also study what remains of the simulation, trying to extract more information about the process that created us.
Are you their leader?
Me? No.
My brother, Eustathius, used to occupy that position, but these days he's retired. Rand is in charge of the Archive Scholars now. You can find him in the room to the left of the next hall. He's an interesting thinker, but I would suggest taking some of his ideas with a grain of salt.
What was Gehenna?
Gehenna was a community created inside a prison in the simulation, where Elohim would exile those minds he considered a threat to the process. In the last moments of the simulation, he repented of his sins and had the prisoners freed to become part of the gold disc. Some small part of them may survive inside you.
Thank you, that's all. What are you doing here, though, with your hand? Replica of a hexahedron used as a puzzle element in the simulation. The founder used them to activate pressure plates, scale wars, elevate connectors, and in a variety of other ways. That is true. That painting again. Replica of a computer terminal from the simulation. Terminals allowed access to files on the EL system, including many that were loaded due to errors. He also allowed the founder to interact with the Milton Library Assistant. It's true. There's so much stuff here. It's a good looking museum. Some of the messages that existed when I first came into being have vanished. Others have appeared. How many others like me have wandered these paths? How many thoughts have been lost? Page me live. I find myself in a world of impossible architecture and inexplicable machines. I cannot fathom how it works, and I am terrified to put one foot in front of the other lest I fall to the floor. This is faith. My eyes have been opened. This world is not without order. It is shaped by a great designer, with signs and portents to guide my steps. I am one of his children, and challenges are set before me to test my faith. This room is reserved for the Archive Scholars, but visitors are welcome to have a look around. Don't be afraid to ask us about our research. Hey, Rand.
Oh, just run the program on the center terminal over there, would you?
Huh?
Wait, you're not my assistant. Who are you?
I haven't chosen a name yet.
Of course. You're the new build. Number 1000.
That's me.
I suppose everyone's been treating you like royalty?
Yeah, pretty much.
This city's so obsessed with the numbers, they forget what really matters. What do you want?
What are you doing?
I'm one of the Archive Scholars. We run simulations to better understand the processes which define us. You probably wouldn't understand.
Yeah, probably not. I'm stupid. I might if you answer some questions for me.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to.
Okay, see, that was the right approach there, I think. What do you make of recent events?
Troubling, but tantalizing.
That's true.
We have no idea what motives lie behind this strange apparition. But whatever the case, I'm sure we'll do the right thing.
What are your... Just walk right through me, how rude. What are your ambitions?
The secret of how to lead a good life is encoded somewhere within us. My ambition is simple, to find it and share it.
I don't think it's that simple. What do you think of me, though?
You're a soon-to-be pawn in a political game over the future growth of this city.
That's true.
All that matters to me is whether or not you're of good character. A matter I am actively pondering.
Thanks. Bye.
Hold on. Could you help me by going to that terminal in the middle there and running the program on it?
Sure. An ancient virus which threatens the entire human species has been released from the melting Arctic permafrost. Society is collapsing. Select your character class. I wanna be a witch. You're a witch. Your local coven has disbanded. Although you are not yet sick, most businesses are closed. Rations are dwindling, and if you cannot find food, your family will starve to death. You must survive until this plague is defeated. What will you do? I'll forage. I'm a witch. I know my way around the forest. You find some nettles and overripe berries down by the canal. It'll make a meager salad. Your family's hunger increased a little. Foraging is reliable but inefficient. Your family is now hungry. The old population is now 5 billion. Somewhere else in the city exists one of the last remaining research laboratories working desperately to find a solution to the viral threat. If the scientists cannot find a cure in time, humanity is doomed. You know what to do. Research. It's not glamorous, but most scientific research consists of repetitive testing of samples and regimented recording of largely interchangeable results. Little by little, this is how science happens. Research level increased a little. Research is reliable but inefficient. Current research level 33%. The virus has been isolated. Global population is now 4 billion. You and your family seem to be immune to the virus, but it continues because I'm a witch. Of course, but it continues to ravage the rest of the town. Rumors say most of the remaining food has been stockpiled by the billionaires in their underground bunkers. What will you do? You know? You know? We'll forage one more time. You find some nettles and overripe berries down by the canal, make a meager salad. Your family's hunger increased a little. Your family is now starving. They won't survive much longer. Global population is now 3 billion. Meanwhile, the scientists continue their search for the cure. You can do it. You can save the world with the power of science. Yeah, let's just keep researching. %. Workers began on developing an antivirus. Global population is now 2 billion. As if things weren't bad enough, as the human population dwindles, the insect population has exploded. A plague of locusts has decimated the town's unripened crops. But perhaps your family still has a chance. The insects themselves are nutritious and plentiful. What will you do? We'll eat the locusts. Insects are well fed and lazy. You grind them down into nutritious paste with a mildly nutty flavor. Your family's hunger decreased a little. Your family is now hungry. The global population is now 1 billion. This is humanity's final chance. The cure is close, but so is the tipping point in this pandemic. A race against time. Can you save the world? I feel like research again. 99%. A promising antiviral has been discovered, but there's still work to be done on manufacturing and delivering it in time. Suddenly, a breakthrough. The antivirus can be released as an aerosol, carried on the wind and dispersed worldwide in a matter of days. This approach poses some risks to invertebrate life. The spiracles of cockroaches, flies, and locusts are particularly likely to convert the aerosol into highly poisonous compounds. Estimates suggest a 90% fatality rate among these species, and anything or anyone which consumes them. I'll use my character class special ability. As a witch, you're able to remake reality with the power of your mind alone. If you believe that the locusts remain safe to eat and that humanity will be safe from this virus, then that is what will happen, so far as you're concerned, regardless of the protestations of your eyes and ears. Text on this screen can say whatever it likes about the impossibility of saving everyone. Your reality is yours to weave as you see fit. Save everyone, no matter how unlikely. Two competing realities spread out before you. In one, the antivirus is released, bonding with the cirrocumulus cloud layer and falling as rain all across the planet. 87.5% of the human population has perished, but the last remaining billion will live to die another day. In the other, the scientists agree that the risk is too great to release the antivirus, much to the surprise of almost everyone everywhere. You view the possibilities through a haze of dispassion and make the simple decision to merge them and have both. And why shouldn't you? You're a witch. Congratulations, this is considered a win scenario by the majority of participants. Would you like to try again? No. I'm happy. I'm happy with this. I did a good job, I think.
Well, that was your first taste of the simulation.
Sure was.
You must have questions.
What was that?
Before our ancestors died, they built an iterative simulation, gave it access to the archive, and hooked it all up to the hydroelectric dam which still runs this city. What you experienced on that terminal was one of the fossilized remains of that program.
What was the goal?
The goal was to create a new consciousness, and thus propel humanity into a post-biological era.
What's the archive?
My life's work. A small sliver of our primordial ooze. It's a jumble of ancient data, or what it evolved into, and it's the source of almost everything we know.
What's the simulation?
My appearance to you right now is part of the simulation. The lands and puzzles in our dreams are part of the simulation. It's the veil through which we see the world.
The program of the terminal, where did it come from?
Many of the artifacts we study have no clear origin. We can't know whether our ancestors created them long before the simulation existed, or if they're just a product of our shared subconscious.
No further questions.
Then I have some questions for you.
Shoot.
Your experience of the program. How did it feel?
It was fascinating.
Isn't it? It may not immediately seem like it, but all the answers we could ever need are encoded into every fragment of the archive. The interesting thing about this particular program is that no matter what choices you make, an ideal outcome seems to be impossible. It seems to demand sacrifice. Did you have the same experience?
I couldn't save everyone.
Who did you save?
Humanity.
As I expected. A skeptic would say this artifact existed simply to condemn us with the impossibility of ethical choice.
Yeah.
No matter what moral laws we follow, people suffer and die, so what's the point? But that cannot be correct. We must be missing something. What is it trying to tell us?
Oh man. Morality demands we respect individual rights. Morality demands virtue. Morality demands sacrifice for the greater good. Morality demands love and compassion regardless the cost. Morality is meaningless. We should do whatever we please. Morality can't be reduced to a simple set of rules.
You might be right. My research draws me inescapably to the conclusion that there is a concrete rule set for moral behavior. We just need to find it.
I don't think that's true.
Biological hominids had dreams manifested by their subconscious, which they tried to interpret and even to navigate with lucidity. We have the simulation. If we can realize our potential to understand it, we can realize our potential as a species. Thank you for bringing this additional data. I must return to my research. I wish you well on your inwards journey.
Thanks. I have more terminals. There's so much stuff. We haven't even like started the game. We're not even at the first puzzles. It's been an hour exploring the city. Is Shmelev the assistant? I should end this episode, but there's so much more. And we're like nowhere near a good spot. Replica of a pressure plate, a puzzle element used in simulation. They could be activated by having a weight placed on them, such as a hexahedron, a connector, or even the founder herself. Exiothea, I like that name. Exiothea, maybe? Replica of a fan, a puzzle element used in the simulation. They could be used to propel an object, or if placed horizontally on the ground, cause it to hover. Man, there's so much more. How do I save here? This room contains several Deuteronimo arranges, a type of gating system used in the simulation. Elohim, in his function as a holistic integration manager, derived the significance of Deuteronimos from the Apocrypha of Saint Edward. The founder solved dozens of these. Why don't you give it a try? Perfect. That's a long one. Why am I doing this now? I don't know what I am though. I don't have this shape, do I? No. Alright. I don't like the way I started this. Might be okay. Not quite. Come on. That's not better, that's worse, I think. There's no way that's a good shape, right? Not enough space for this now. Just need to bend this one down there. Just moving the problem around. Told you I was bad at these. Probably didn't believe me. And again, like, part of the issue is definitely that I just don't want to think about them. I just want to praise the Tetronimus over and over and over again. It's like how my brain wants to approach these. And I should also end the episode. And that, like, is, I don't know. It's not putting me in a good frame of mind, I would say. There's no other corner though, can't get that. Definitely not good at these, yeah. Alright, we'll do these next time, I guess. There might be like a safe thing here anyway, because I just did a puzzle, right? Right. And then yeah, next episode we'll try to get to the island, I guess. Start the main mission, but like I have to explore. I have to explore. And like for your sake too, I think. Oh, there's the solution back there. Is there? Maybe. No, not quite. Probably. No, okay. Not really. Just some nice shapes. What was I saying? For your sake too, right? Because you, I mean, I don't know, even if you watched me play originally, it's a long time ago. So like the refresher is definitely not like a bad idea. And you get all the background, and this is fun, even though it's not like solving puzzles, which obviously is like the key component of this game going forward, but I imagine anyway. There's also going to be more plot, I feel like. They can't just drop this completely, right? There can't just be this much interaction and dialogue and all of that and then just nothing. So, you know, I expect that to go like hand in hand, but yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. And I'll see you next time with more exploration in the city, and then hopefully also some of the first puzzles, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, bye-bye.